Who wanna call back from that short break and my guest. Hey, wafa no wankasa. Etu mu den dey baka fashion. Yes, we are coming to talk fashion. Cameraman for to my guest not da. Onje fans kakra. Fine boy, fine boy. Allah. Ah, oh you fine too. David. Akwaba.
Yeah.
Yeah, na me na mo wa. O ma me nyama.
Yeah, wow, me boy home there.
Kade ye nua.
Ye nua, yes.
Who I feel?
Me da so who I feel.
Me da say, afọ ho tete.
Oh. It's just a normal everyday.
Say your fashion designer and tell us to chrome they make a statement. They make a statement.
Obeying days is part
Beautiful.
of the job.
I'm happy to have you here.
I'm also excited to be here.
Yeah, let's go straight to the conversation. Yendi kaninzi yani industry no monkomo. On so many occasions. I don't think I've had less than 50 guests. Why je bibi oh something out of the usual. Ne maybe sir about it. And the answer is always oyama brand. Oyama brand, oya fashion. Oyama brand. Mbocho chire mu nti metina he. Se mofa sapo, se nyim sapo.
Me passion.
Mofa sapo. Na me de chichire mu kwem. Na me yande mbenyifo wo taya wa bui. Na makado oya fashion wise no oyama brander. Am I right?
Okay, you know, in the fashion industry, there's nothing called right or wrong.
Okay.
Yes, that's one of the things.
Okay.
Because the moment you put a right or wrong, you kind of place a limit on what people can do.
Okay.
So the way people dress tell a story about them. So let's say branding in essence is more about living your ethos. And ethos is the why and what's in what you do.
Okay.
So if the person says, "Adia me she, the way I may brand them only name the or their barb one thing, and the way of a monk or for a perceive, you know." I always say there are rules in fashion, all right. What you need to know is know the rules, master the rules, and break the rules.
Master the rules.
You know the rules, you master the rules, and you break the rules.
And you break the rules. Okay.
So maybe that's what they are doing. They've mastered the rules, and now they are set to create their own rules by breaking the existing rules.
But like you said that when it comes to fashion, there is no right and there is no wrong. But then in as much as there is no right and there is no wrong, does it all make sense?
The sense will be to the wearer. See, like I said, no, the pakono an audience are supposed to reach out. Because as a fashion designer, I have a client in mind. So if I'm designing for the clients. I'm not designing for myself. So there are certain things I want to wear, but maybe I'm a client and I wouldn't want to wear. Because the person may make his money in it, I have to do for them. So in the pakono, so maybe the person might be an artist. There's a certain kind of people who are rich. Okay. So, or dress it for them.
Okay.
It might not make sense to everybody because everybody is not in the focus. So there's a focus, or there are people who are rich. There are certain songs that 60 years and above wouldn't listen to. So if this person has this in mind, not person will reach a certain number of people, the person will dress for that. It might not make sense to some people, but to some people it makes sense.
I'll try as much as possible not to mention anybody's name because mempe problem. Some cases are massacre. Mempe violence be massacre. But then I've seen Be what artist, the artist put Nizin in Shadam Bemission, but then I'm picturing him.
Okay.
Me picture new videos nadi. In your bontria.
Yes, bond.
In your bontria.
Me
Maybe artist watch it share bontria. No, that's a new queen. Bontria no target one, or target one when your constipation. Another target one.
So okay, the bond to ya okay. Nenyum bia obey bia na so nam bia esenukum.
Bia bond to esenukum se make sapo or senukum buta. No watch it no like does it always have like does it always make sense? Because it's not harmony me. Your costume gives me an idea. There are lots of places you can go with your costume. It kind of gives you a certain kind of personality. It gives you a style. It gives you a taste and all that. But then my picture be no more so. And obi one dress in nehu so belong with grayo. Say me gray. In me gray. Ehu so belong with grayo because be na make but na sapo no chichiri no kwem. Ehu so obilong go bedroom because about na pajamas. Now who maybe no chichiri ni baby. Like ehu many pen pedo picture. Yes, and people may dye their hair. Say obani TV mudea. Meaning that when you start a new show or something, you need to come with a style, a particular hairstyle. Not you keeping that hairstyle for a longer period, but then you keep repeating it. The moment they see that hairstyle anywhere or ya awajin, no bankrofu that one I understand. But see, the level yadzero kon. Obo boy hena. Baby you do.
Okay. I think say in as much as I say there are no rules and there are no wrong and we all know say some of them too as they are coming they don't have the means. When I see the means, the finances to maybe dress the way they want to.
Okay.
They might not get the money to hire a stylist because the outside most of these artists that you see, they have personal stylists that shop for them, that buy things for them. They don't have the money to do now. And the hunger to succeed in the industry, cause them to do certain things, wear certain things that it look like a joke. But you know, the youth of today, that is what we embrace. When you go to TikTok, you see all manner of videos.
I remember as me what badam da.
You see, or person onya a number. After getting the number, when you see these people, you see say they don't stay there for long. They start with that. When they get money, they start changing.
They move.
Yes, because at the beginning stage, if you are bringing something real, it's difficult for you to come out. So unless you are doing something out of the way people do things, that's how people will notice you. Because when you see these people, it comes to mind. They give you a certain kind of glimpse that even if you live there, you remember them.
But it's a negative remembrance.
Because anything that the youth of today are ready to do to make money, they are doing it. They will do it. So at that time, that is the identity they will create for themselves. And as long as they move further, they change. So as they get money, their taste changes. So it's not that that's what they want to, but because of the fame and the attention they are seeking, they move in that direction.
As a fashion designer, have you ever had any artist or somebody who is trying to climb the celebrity ladder come to you, the ABR, be their stylist, brand them fashion-wise? Have you ever had?
Yeah, I've had them, but mostly, you know, I was a stylist before entering into food designing.
Okay.
Yeah, so when these people come, what I told them is that it's better to get a stylist.
Okay.
You know, because most of the time we think that designers can also perform styling roles. They can't, because it's a two different thing. Some can put them together, but it is better to get a stylist. Then the stylist will now work with me, the designer. So I have some artists that comes and we are explaining to them, it's better you get a stylist, then we work together. It's always easy that way, because there are certain things they want to wear which might not be good, but when the stylists come in,
Joe Persky or Kwan or Ahumanodo. The next question maybe son because this is my confused. This is my confused. Hello, Joe.
Hi, madam.
Yemo Kwaba e-chat show.
Oh, thank you.
Mupacho a stylist.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Before joining here, no, na David or Kade. Before ebe born ho as fashion designer there ebi epede o provide the costume na azeze mo no ehia stylist ma stylist no we tum na wache but what's the difference between a stylist and a fashion designer?
Okay, that's a question for me or is
For our
okay, all right.
Abazu no ma awu juma as a stylist no or you different from David Nejuma as a fashion designer.
All right. What I can say, thanks for having me and
welcome.
Yes, okay. So what I can say is that we have a designer what people normally refer to as a tailor, right?
Okay.
Yes, and a tailor and a stylist is two distinct activities.
Okay.
And a stylist can be a tailor. And a tailor, most of them too are stylists and vice versa. Okay, so let me actually explain by the activities or the main things that they do and how I can differentiate it. Mostly tailors do the designing. For instance, when you call your tailor, you want a dress for a wedding or for a party. You go and then he takes your measurements and then he produces or he gives you the timeline. Go and come in 2 weeks. Come for your fitting. I hope you understand.
Okay.
So the tailor source the fabric and then they produce. You understand the point? And we need to understand fashion. I think we are actually talking about fashion, right?
Yes.
We need to understand fashion in the position that mostly when we mention fashion, people's mindset always is directed to clothing and other things. But then, no, fashion is a lot, and it's defined as something that exists at a particular time. The food we eat is fashion. The buildings that are built over a particular time are also fashion. Even how we dance are also fashion. I hope you understand. But then, style is an extension of fashion. Okay. But before we bring a stylist to the perspective, I will put style as a concept that integrates three main entities. Okay. And the three entities are the fabric, function, and the fit. You get it? So now, a tailor will produce, but a tailor will not definitely ask you where you are using the outfit for. I hope you understand.
Okay.
Some tailors will just ask you your measurement, produce, you go and you get it. You collect it and then you go. I hope you understand. But then a stylist, their activities is more of an extension of the job a tailor does. For instance, madam, you want me to style you. Immediately you tell me that you want an outfit. I'll ask you, where are you taking the outfit to?
Okay.
A stylist will ask these questions because style, it is a function of fabric, the function, and the fit. So immediately you say you want an outfit, I already have projected how I want it to look in my head as a stylist. I hope you understand. So this is the reason why a lot of people make a mockery of themselves on red carpets.
Okay.
Because they only deal with what? A tailor. Or you understand? But mostly people use designers. It is very broad. Everybody can design. I hope you understand. Everybody can design something. People can just do caricature of you as you're sitting there, but it wouldn't really represent you. It can be a funny caricature. I hope you understand. But then, no, we use rather a tailor because a tailor means you are doing something to specification because you take a person's measurement before you produce the thing. I hope you understand. But then the work of a stylist has to do with me producing it, because you can, in my position as a stylist, I deal with clients who call me from Canada, US, globally, even locally here, that, oh, I want you to style me. Then I ask, what are you bringing on, or you want me to do something for you? I'll ask where you are taking it to. If you have your product already, or you have your outfit already, I'll tell you to bring it to the office. You wear it for me, and then I see, okay, it's not fitting right, or the fabric is not appropriate. So we change it. You get the point, no? So the true work is, and to style somebody is a matter of you actually face lifting an outfit. So you can bring in an outfit which a tailor has made, and I can tell you that, okay, the fitting is not right, because most tailors are not happy to do alterations. In Chi, you have to be a stylist, will be alterations. I hope you understand. And we all do style ourselves. Some people can go to bend down boutiques, pick an outfit, and try to facelift it. So when you are doing that thing, you are also a stylist. I will understand. Okay. You get the point. You can dress up from a hotel, and maybe you've not zipped your blouse, or you've not been able to held up the laces behind your dress, or you can call maybe the one of the workers there to help you up. The person have styled you. I will understand, because they have facelifted your outfit. I will understand. So one of the things that we adopt in styling is integrating accessories. How do you understand? Like rings, scarves, other things. So the work of a stylist is more of an extension of the tailors. And a lot of stylists are tailors. People can design, and they can also engage in that activity of making sure that it fits perfectly. I hope you understand. Yes. So, in my opinion, I don't know if I've answered the question, but this is brief explanations that I can give pertaining to, the work of a tailor and a stylist. People confuse it mostly.
But because Persky, Ghana ha mono stylists, are you that recognized for Ghana ha mono?
Stylists are recognized, but it depends on the angle you are talking from.
Young fan there. Young fan there, even maybe a upcoming VGME. Na mako Instagram so there kwa ebenya nkrofa chede we just style sankasa we dey chucha picture na me style na me so dem style the mosha oba fatam.
That's inspiration.
Na me take a screenshot of style no na me za akwa akama David a designer ahye me wi say me here stylist too.
You see, you what you have done is that you have copied, and even when you go to academia, right? When you go to Google Scholar, there is nothing new under the sun, right? So always there are platforms that we need to form basis to leap. How can you understand? Google Scholar use standing on the shoulder of giants as their motto. Okay. So for me, instance, as a groom stylist, for instance, if you go and bring me a screenshot, I'm using this scenario to answer your question. A groom can call that he want me to style them. Then I'll ask you, what do you want? Because I can't tell you what to wear.
Okay.
You understand? I'll tell you, what do you want? I'll also ask you the same thing. What kind of, definition of outlook do you want to represent that day? If you tell me and you bring me that picture, I'm not going to produce, as a stylist, I'm not going to produce the same outfit for you. I'll only need it as a basis. Okay. You understand? Okay. I'll only use that as a basis. There's a whole lot of styles, plenty things, a lot of ways you can facelift an outfit. And it's so boring, and you become so cheap and very kind of, you can be ridiculed when you copy somebody's outfit and then you produce. So when the client brings it, I'll say, no, And as a brand, okay, any design that you have to make for somebody, you need to make sure that you can be able to what? Fit it into the definition of your brand. I hope you understand. There are a lot of brands that they will not allow you to bring your outfit or your fabric. Okay? For you can go and select your fabric and then you say, okay, I have a fabric, I want to wear to this place. There are some brands, me myself as an example, it is not every outfit that I will sew for you, I'll produce for you. I hope you understand.
Okay.
Because I've extensively studied outfits as a stylist. You need to know which one will work. Yeah. And most tailors don't look at that perspective. You get the point, Just because they want your money, you bring the style with your fabric, and they will do it for you. I hope you understand. But certain fabrics do not sit well with certain type of looks. You finish putting it together and it has lost the drip. I hope you understand.
Yeah, I guess it.
We mostly see these things happening in VGMA, red carpets, and other people screenshotting and making a laugh out of people.
Out of people.
Because they only went to see tailors. I you understand the point.
Yes.
So it is wrong to copy somebody's work. Even in school, we don't accept it. We call it plagiarism. It's an offense.
We call it plagiarism is an offense.
Plagiarism in school, yeah.
Some days ago, I think somewhere last week, and our friend and a TikToker, a Ghanaian TikToker,
I saw that.
30th birthday, yes.
Wesley, I read that blog post, but later on they made it like it's a joke.
Uti called him out. And personally, when I saw both images, I was disappointed in Wesley's own.
No, it was copied work. I hope you understand. It was a direct copy work. That is fashion plagiarism.
Yes, in as much as it was a direct copied work, the original still looked better than the copied one.
Of course.
So the part I was a bit, about it was, you're copying something. The person has done it too. Everything about the whole thing is. So if you are copying, add a touch to make yours even look more better.
That is exactly the issue.
Than what the original artist did or the original stylist did.
Yes.
In this case where Uti called out Wesley, is it right that I take inspiration from you? You do a design, you style somebody, and I take an inspiration from the style you did, and I do my own thing, maybe not exactly as what you've done. Is it right to be called out for that?
All right. I will say that with this question, you see, as I said initially, that there is nothing new under the sun. I hope you understand. If you name the top brands, Gucci, Ferragamo, and all of those people, always there is a basis. Okay, somebody has to do something to a level, and your inspiration for going into similar thoughts is that you need to find a gap, a problem which you identify on that person's work.
Okay. So
that you seem to correct it. I hope you understand. That's how brands come about. You get the point, Brand. Setting out something that you can do in a distinctive way to make you different from the rest. If you call yourself a brand, this is what it means. It means that you are trying to offer some level of value proposition to your work. I hope you understand. For instance, let me cite an example. A lot of people are selling jollof rice in town. I hope you understand. But okay.
Yeah.
But there are others, they take it back to their house and bring it and warm it to the following day. I hope you understand. Okay. So an advice to me from a rich man in Ghana said that everything you want to do in this life, somebody's already doing it. I hope you understand. So this is how it works. Let me just, try and explain it in this perspective. Sometimes, if you want to be a brand, because I've actually diverted a bit into branding. If you want to go into brands and you go on Instagram, whatever you want to do, any business you want to do, my dear, Somebody has already started it. This television, radio, and all of those things, it's been there, right? So if you want to set up your own, this is what you do. As I said, standing on the shoulder of what? Giants. You go school near short dissertation, we go and look for papers, literature that has already been written. So we look for what? Platforms that exist, and then we look at the gaps and the problems in it. Then we try to find within our society, similar problems and issues, and how we can get data to what? Address those problems.
Okay.
That's the same thing.
Okay.
You need to just be able to be in a capacity to actually relate what you learn in school to what? Normal life situations. So here is the case. Professor open brand. Professor your makeup brand. This is what you do. You can just text makeup on Instagram. You get like 10 performing and powerful brands who are already in the limelight performing. And then you look at single distinctive things they are doing. You can watch how one brand put their bio, right? How they organize their bio. Some of them you can monitor how the timing they even post. One other brand, you can just pick one aspect, one key point individually of all the 10 brands, and when you are done, you put them together. And then you go and sleep. 3 days. All that you've gotten, you put it on your working board. You sleep over it for 3 days, and you think about it. Then you see that, when you bring it to your society or around you, what problem do you want to achieve with the brand you are thinking about? And then you add that idea to the key points you have taken from the 10 brands. And then you become unique. You see the point? So every person who wants to set up a business without this idea, become a brand without this idea, you realize that they set the brand and you see that the brand is not branding.
Brand is not branding. Oyampa. Oyampa.
You get the point, you know? You realize that the brand is not branding. You understand the point? Because everything you want to do, somebody's already doing it. But when you have these key points and you start on that note, right, you always perform. So if somebody brings you something, if somebody has already done it, there's a whole million ways you can change that item to be yours. I'll be honest. There's nothing new. You get the point? There is fashion law. There's law. Fashion law. People study it. And people can sue people and all that. You get the point? People who imitate people using fake materials and try and use their logos and other things. There are laws that support and back all of these things. You see, so on that perspective, the guy that criticized Wesley, to understand says there is nothing new under the sun. Okay, now, did you copyright that picture? For instance, that photo is not a Mona Lisa photo. I'll be understand.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
It's only Mona Lisa photo that you can, when you even you are stealing it, you need to steal it because you cannot go and misuse it. Let me ask you. Because
Oyampa.
Kind of being,
Persky, that's it. I hope the next time you're in your studio, Harmono.
I'll be very
glad. No for me is in Komoye. That's a part joining him. Persky, or your fashion, or your stylist, or so, or your fashion designer, or no, or chair on the difference between a stylist and a fashion designer, and then maybe that has to do with fashion branding, the way you have to go about it and everything. And that's a very good submission there. David, Yasana, back to you. But my Persky Kenny in an ewo adventure bi wo.
Oh, I think he has said a lot, but I think there was something that I would say is the question was the difference between a stylist and a designer, not a tailor. He was more emphasizing on a tailor, and and in his definition of a tailor, which is very true, all that they do is to just create the outfits. But a designer is more. When you say a fashion designer, it's more.
Designer no yabedi.
A designer, a designer is like, let's say, a head of a brand, a fashion brand.
Okay.
Let's say a fashion designer. If we are talking about a fashion designer, the person is the head of a fashion brand.
Okay.
My brand is Boyedoe. I am the creative director of the brand. There are people that we work together. We have the director of the brand, we have other people, we have an illustrator, we have a lot of people under. So we come up with designs, we create collection seasonals. So, okay, we release SS23, our spring summer 23, which I'm wearing one of them. Yeah, so we create a seasonal collection, which it will depend on the number that we have. So the designer creates this thing by doing sketches because he already have a market in mind. It's different from a tailor where you go and give something to. When you bring something for me to sew, I don't, because I have a collection that I sell to shops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fabric and
we don't do that.
So that one is a tailor.
That's a tailor.
Oh, okay.
So we create our own fabric. So Boyedoe brand, for instance, there are two fabrics we normally use. The one is a northern smoke. So we buy our own yarns. We have a people at the knots that we put a design together and they weave it for us from the scratch.
Oh, okay.
You see. So it's not something that when you go to the market you won't get. And aside that coming in, there's a way we manipulate the fabric to become ours. That if anybody is going to do it, it's something that a lot of people will know that, oh, this is for this person. You see, so there's an identity. When you see a Versace product, nobody will tell you that it's a Versace product. You will see it. You see, so he was more defining who a tailor is. But a designer is more, because designers work with stylists. Designers work with stylists because it's a stylist who normally, what I'm sure he does is more of grooming. That is grooming people who are getting married. But the stylists work with retail shops, artists, because they buy and recommend styles for, first of all, individuals. Second, they buy pieces from a brand to shops.
Okay.
So there's more to a stylist than just maybe dressing someone.
Okay.
Because it's a bigger picture. When there are bigger shops that when you go, there's a stylist that dress the dummies that you see, that window that you see. So the stylists work with this shop. So what the stylists go is, the stylists are going for shows. It will be in Milan for Fashion Week. Every product that you see that will fit that shop, he's bringing it home.
They will shop to that shop.
He shops to that shop. So it's much more. The individual artists and all those that the stylists work with, it's just a smaller piece. But the bigger one, they work with brands. Because a brand, you create the pieces. But how you're going, let's say you're going to do a runway show, the stylist will help you put the pieces together on a model. You might have the sketches that you did that, okay, this look one. But when the stylists come together, like he said, there's more accessories, all these things. So a brand that is not like a fashion brand that you are not working with stylists, there's less you can produce. Even if you produce 9 things, the way you put the images together, you won't get it the way a stylist will do. So that's why I say I respect stylists a lot, because I work with stylists. I have a show in Nigeria coming up that I couldn't take the stylist along. And what I'm doing is, she came over to the studio to put the pieces together. So you took images of. So when I go, I'm just going to dress them the way.
Do it like this.
Yes, you see. So there's more that the stylists do. And
I can't say what sparked me interest, baby. This conversation, I was having it, I think 2 days ago, I was having it with somebody. People copying people's designs. Oh yeah, let's use Sewe Me here, for an instance, or ne brand CCI of clothing line. Yes. I think Dinah Hamilton, also or ne brand. Karen Kane, also or ne brand. Most ibinum chawateki na wadaba. But then, what chaba? A man for surprise na wasu oyechan mokola fono. On chal. Ebohena mokwala fono with chegum. And of course way cheaper than the original brand itself. Inti was a king the one kasa woko north or yan the colors you would choose. You let them do the weaving and everything. It is not something that you can get on the market. But then I also believe that in as much as they can't get the exact thing on the market, most of them for GTP, ATL, no was aqua China. No we could China version aban. The same way no to make China version. Wadaba. na we twa what can techie design wa copy wo design na we ko twa no techie na whatever. Are there any laws that protect you, who is the originator of the style, the fabric, and everything?
Yes, there is. Is it because, like I say, if you're a designer, before I put a collection together, I have a team. Under the team, I drive a mood board. Under the mood board, I do sketches of the design. All these things are there.
Okay.
There. So from the inception of the design to a sample piece that we will make to fit in, everything is there. So, and we have a legal team, we have a lawyer that we work with. For now, you might see a copy work like that, but if you don't have the money to, follow to see the person, you might leave it, not because it's a case. But most of the time, when you see people sue people for, you first of all need to check who you are seeing, because there are some of these people, like you say, Makola people, the person doesn't even have 10 Ghana cedis.
Oh, what fana kesibo?
Yes.
Maybe the person has gone to bring in like 100,000 pieces.
100,000 pieces
of your design.
It's another say, if I have those laid down procedure, like from team, mood board, sketches and everything, I can take that person to court.
Okay.
And with all these things proving the time I started everything, and most of these things when we are doing, we have a team that capture everything. So aside the team being on a paper, we have video footage and pictures that shows the exact day that this design was made. Yeah, because we are trying to build a bigger brand. So we are supposed to follow all these laid down procedure, which we do. At the beginning stage, it's difficult because, like I said, even if you see someone copy the work and you don't have the money to follow up, you can't. You will even go and waste money.
Then again, let's come to the pricing of the original ones and the copyrighted ones. If you have share Obine site, na terno, ebia pricing around 2,000, around 3,000. Me was auction, na mo kwala fu ko twaba. 120 cedis. Obenya ashe. Ekejina ho measure size 10 we medium size amo oda ho pepepe, measure size 12 we large amo oda ho pepepe. Don't you think then ka won asumpo no nka we ye hone prices no ye kaka. Obama one nkrofa address better. And then two, nkofo so patronize it nyama.
That is true. But if you look at pricing, yeah, people just tend to look at only the piece, the cloth that you see. Before those Makola people saw the piece, they saw it on a model. The model was paid to wear the outfits.
Okay.
If you get to know the price on models, like say, in order to wear one single outfit for few minutes or let's say an hour a shoot, there's a photographer involved that was paid. There's a makeup artist that was involved that was paid. So all these things form part of the pricing. And if people want, let's say, brands in Ghana things to come down, if more people are getting involved, if more people are buying, the price can come down.
If more people are buying, the price can come down. Then Tina, one originators of the designs. Today, I will into Mankade, okay, let me get an investor. Let this investor invest a lot of money in my clothing line. And then, of course, I would have a brand for the elite. Ebia, under your brand, there are two branches. One branch for the elite, and then one for the mass market. You are still producing for both markets. Before a Makola design, David Boy ne dem design or ya kamano. I want to say 1 million copies e bogum da dada. Into ona na de no oba wa aton wood na wi into ono into monton. Is that too not possible?
It is possible, but as a brand, it all comes down to your ethos. Like that's the first thing I said. You have an identity you want people to know. Because people are going to cheat you, you can't just go ahead and do anything anyhow. A lot of brands' main focus is money, which is very, very important because you can't take money out of. In as much as money is very, very important, we have a responsibility. Our brand have a responsibility, a social responsibility, where we are so conscious of the environment. So you see, most of our pieces are recycled pieces. We go and take those things that people have rejected and are throwing away. We bring it in and we repurpose it, which takes a lot of time and energy. So if you have this idea about your brand, it's not just about making money. So just going to do it in mass production. Like you said, you can, let's say, open another branch or another brand under
the main
that would
brand.
be so different from this one. You can, but we are talking about your original idea. People will still take it, and like you said, Makola people will go to China.
They will still do the
They will still
version.
do. Are you getting it? So, like I said, if more people are involved in buying things, the price can come down. Yeah, because the original one, like I said, going to the north and weaving this thing take days and months and all those things. So by the time I weave all these things, and one thing that we need to understand is that the Oko Makolan, the fabric can never be the same.
Honestly.
Ain't the same.
Honestly.
And if you check her, there are people I can see say there are dresses who are washing be about 5 years. It still look new.
Oh yes.
There are some dresses who share 6 months pay.
Now what I say.
Nah say. So you think say, oh, Meto China the and me nah say. You can buy more than 10 of that. What the original one now? The original one, no, you can keep it and give it to the next generation. So it's not just about, you know, changing piece. You have to shop responsible as well.
Cheap is expensive.
Exactly. Cheap
is very expensive.
Very expensive. Because
very expensive.
So it's easy there. I know at time price is easy because we've had that issue from our side where a lot of people are complaining about our price. And the reason is because when you go to our website, you see it's in USD. But under the USD, there's a
converter.
That you can convert to CDs and other currency. The reason why we did it that because most of our clients are the Africans in the diaspora. So it is easy for them because at times they are calling in for you to now, you know, convert and all those things. Yeah. So when we realize that, then why don't you do it? So when you go there and you want it in CDs, you just click it and CDs will come. And most of the time it's not the same. It's even lower. So that's the thing, because when you check the dollar and you are just converting it, it will be too much. But when you check the CD is lower.
It's lower.
It's not the same as converting it. Yes. So that's what people don't know. So they just
but I will convert and convert.
Yes. Yes. Because it's always better that way.
Maybe a will be so far as it's not Ghanaian currency. No. But
I'm check here. The local currency
Yeah, I understand. But then and before you call, let's look at what fashion shows are organized. Organize the fashion shows.
Yeah,
how frequent?
We've been on a couple of shows, but just last year, December 18 was the day we did our solo show. That we hosted our own show. Our own private show. Yeah, that was on 18th December.
Next one, you're expecting that be?
We are looking at June for our resort collection. Like I said, we do season, so we have 2 more season collection to release before the end of the year.
Before the end of the year. And so what are your fashion shows now? Is it that you sell tickets or you invite the people, the target market that you want to target?
Because we already have people that buy our pieces. So the one that we did was private. So it was really by invitation to our clients. Yeah. So there are some shows that we can open today, but we are looking at the people that can buy. Yeah, because aside them coming to watch the show, we serve them drinks and all those things. So you can't just go and buy drinks and just go and waste it on anybody. So you just need to get the right people that you want to sell to.
Hey, what can then? Fashion designer for. Makada fashion designer for. Nya Ghana happy. Abrochifu, in fact, abrochifu nankasa simple. Oh yeah, na runway no. And tell her one answer. What did? Na you was a kwayemfa. The mentor no was a kwayemfa. It would type in American. On what's your coin for?
Like I said, every brand has their clientele. So
why the room quote to be?
Okay, some of these pieces,
you know, what they attract and call for keke. Another, you actually will put it on the shelf to sell.
Okay, when you see these shows, most of the time they have names. We have couture collection. So you see couture show, haute couture show. Then we have ready to wear show. So the couture show are mostly single pieces for red carpets. So it's not pieces that you are going to wear it on daily basis. So two things, either red carpet or costume for movies or magazines and all those things. So those are for those purposes. Then those brands still have ready to wear collection that they are selling this season.
Okay.
Yeah. So those ones that you see, some might be for theater, for photo shoot and all those things. Then they have.
What does couture itself mean? Me will follow up question there. What does couture mean?
Couture basically means handwork. Like, so it's more of handwork. So also when you see there are some shoes, when you see it's handmade, 100% handmade. There are some dress handmade. That's couture, and those ones has a lot of details. Okay. So that I know there are some people that call themselves couture.
Because obi tell you since and mokole bi so so ye couture.
That's definitely not couture. Couture is couture is more of beadwork, a lot of handwork, hand stitching, a lot like
Ghana hano. Makai. This may probably be my last question because here time is soon. I received an award not too long ago.
Congratulations.
And thank you. Ataranam peda mission. In fact, man na the idea na mkeke boom na mefa inspiration kakebe na mede ma legend de ompam. But then fabric o choose no. No the machine for donye. So she ended up hand sewing the entire dress. And on the bed, I was offended. And I remember a friend of mine saying that Atara didn't sapam, so ya brochira. It can to be so expensive, like it is handmade. It took a lot of time, a lot of energy, and all that. Ghana had no, oh, ya ni yumbu, maybe yan inside. Oh, ya bedinta. I'm not telling me number one.
I think maybe the people have not been informed. They don't know the difference between hand one and machine. Because machine, no, you just fast. But the hand one, like you said, it might be, say, a fabric, was heavily beaded. So even if you want to use machine, unless you unpick the beads and stones at that particular place, and some of the machine, we are and some will bead in the back. Oh, and yes, our machine into me, but we needles.
Oh, okay. So them not ordinance. Oh.
So and those ones,
you guys are doing amazing.
Oh, I used to do that, but Mejai, because they don't even respect that and the time you spend on it. And one of the things that I don't also do is I like to see people place value on the things that we do. If someone has spent, let's say, 72 hours or 4 days on one particular outfit, and you just wear it once and throw it away, I don't see value. You don't place value in the things.
The number of clothes I have that I've worn once,
you're not helping.
Worn again. In fact, a clothes awesome because I didn't buy that dress here, and I honestly haven't seen anybody wear it here, and it was so expensive. Maybe back to Ghana within 2-3 days. Na me photo shoots and that any photo shoot. And when I do photo shoots with clothes, I don't wear them again. In that time, tagging in Aston. Why can me wardrobe in bed 3
But
years?
you can restyle it. You can do a bit of recycle. Yeah, you can give it to maybe a designer and the person can do. But you see, there are some entire way I wish you are comfortable with it. You can repeat it several times. And that's what I see as value. So that's why we left the bespoke piece and we started ready to wear. And that is moving perfectly.
Ready to wear and in fact, my Muboshi has a problem. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
What brand no? What friend and then say obi pede ebi enyi panon to water or pedo try. And see how comfortable it is. How would they reach you?
Okay, we have a website.
Okay.
www.boyedoe. So the name of the brand is Boyedoe.
Boyedoe.
It's actually my name, my surname.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
David Kusi Boyedoe.
So it pages the Boyedoe. So we have a personal website, www.boyedoe.com. So you can find us there. You can also go to IG, Instagram, and Boyedoe_. Then you go to Facebook. You can get us on Shop Boyedoe on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yes, please.
Beautiful. I'll start shopping.
Thank you.
I'll start shopping.
And also we have a retail shop in there's a retail shop in Ghana where when you want a piece physical, you go there.
We can walk in.
Yeah, the lot at Cantonment.
Cantonment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The lot,
okay.
Yeah. The lot is like a concept store that house other African
brands.
Yeah. So when you go to the lot,
I'll come and do my fitting. Me use go switch that case sama. At the papa case de sha. Or raise the confidence, to some level. As a papa. Like I said during the conversation, cheap is very expensive. You hear or shemi, some amount of mutana a bit sim. But then some the number of years I've had it okay, it will make sense. The man has a papa so not to ote. Inter papa mo wantara washa mo wardrobe for about 7-8 years. And they look amazing. En kada masha de dempo. Oba na mpobwa edana minyo biri kasa da wose. E mpobwa gu ho kyer na ansha esha na wawe. Mpobwa papan edu gu ho kyer na ansha mponye hwe. Mo ye papan. On na ezu gu ho kyer na ansha. Edu wona ni hyema na wetu. Ezu wona hyema na wetu. Bomozen service kakakra. As a papa de enya kwer ana ebie ni bi wo wadima. Oye papa. And one wo pede wo brand wo fashion wise no. One brand will make sense. Maybe we have monoma. You do connect brand na. It is not branding. One brand na brand no on brand. Ni who there is what brand. Aha oye each show. And we had oye David Kusi Boyedoe na onyi Hennessy in Como. And then we had Persky also joining us on the phone. Miss the only guy in the industry. Yami Adoma Ochina would meet again. Have a good night.